Hello, my name is Marie and I am with Big Green. I am here with one of our partners, Philip Lee from Readers to Eaters, and we're here today to introduce a project with you that we have been working on and we're really excited to launch. So first, I will give you a little background about Big Green. Big Green is a national 501c3 nonprofit organization in the US. Since 2011, we've been teaching people to grow food. Growing food improves nutrition security and mental health, increases time spent outdoors, and cultivates a deeper appreciation for our collective impact on the climate. We now support schools, families, and communities across the country to grow their own food through training, grants, garden-based donations, and providing materials directly to teachers and growers to create and support their garden programs. Last year in Memphis, where I'm actually based, we incorporated one of Readers to Eaters books called The Thing About Bees. I think Philip has a copy with him right now that he can show you. We incorporated The Thing About Bees with Earth Day here in Memphis at a number of schools. And we went out to the schools and read the book aloud to students in their gardens. And we noticed how reading stories in an outdoor setting really sparked a lot of curiosity and really brought the stories to life in a way that happened differently than it might have happened in the classroom. And so that inspired us to incorporate more books into an outdoor setting. And we created the project Read As You Grow. So Read As You Grow incorporates 4 titles. Farmer Will Allen and the Growing Table, Our School Garden, Zora Zucchini, and Sylvia Spinach. The Read As You Grow program also includes easy lessons and activities that support the connection between the books and growing in a school garden. Like I said, I'm here with Philip from Readers to Eaters, and Philip, I would love to know a little bit more about your company, Readers to Eaters, and the intersection that you see between literacy and food.
Great. Well, thank you, Marie. Good seeing you, and it's good to be here. And I'm just really excited about this new partnership we have with Big Green. As you mentioned, Readers to Eaters, we are first and foremost a book publisher. We're based in San Francisco, and we publish books about food. Our mission is to promote food literacy through stories about our diverse food cultures. Yes, we publish books about food, but really using food as a lens to look at people, the people who provide it, who grow it, cook it, and provide it to us, to the kids, and because we love telling stories about food because food is the great connector. Obviously we all do it, and we all do it several times a day. And so when we talk about food, it's not just talking about health and nutrition, and certainly that's the first basis, but also we're using food as a springboard to talk about everything from science, from climate issues to history, immigration, social justice issue. So everything is connected to food, and everybody can relate to stories about food. Everybody have their own stories about food. That's what's the beautiful part of it. So that's really kind of how we got started, looking at specifically focus on telling stories about food. And we also find food is a great way to connect cultures and as a vocabulary builder. So when we tell stories about food, for the very young kids, we want them to get beyond yuck and yum, right? And so, when they like something and not like something, but in fact, it could be as simple as introducing kids to the 5 flavors. If they understand salt, salty, sweet, bitter, umami, and once they have a better vocabulary or a wider vocabulary about food, they're going to have to, then they will understand their food a little better, like why they like it and not like it, but also as a way to understand other cultures. Because, for example, I'm Chinese and I grew up eating bitter, like bitter melons. And bitter is not always something that makes my nose crinkle. It's like, and think it's bad. But like a lot of kids may react to. But in fact, when we talk to kids about bitter, I ask them like, well, do they like chocolate? Do they like coffee? That's bitter. And so it's just a new way of having them connect with food and therefore also connect with other culture to understand that different cultures have different kind of flavor profile to their foods. And so it's a great way, to just start conversations for kids to understand their food as well as the whole world. You know, so that's how we go about telling stories. And again, like I'm so pleased that Marie, you pointed out, like, so for example, this book, The Thing About Bees, it's a simple story about a father's a poem to his two sons about how bees can be scary and annoying. But guess what? Kids can also be scary and annoying. But but bees brings us good food, health, pollination, and without bees, there won't be avocados in our tacos and berries in our pies. And we need bees in the world just like we need children in our lives. And that's really how we go about talking about food systems. So that's basically the kind of books that we do. And I encourage everyone to come to our website at readerseaters.com to learn more about our books. But I also want to point out that how we go about, again, our company is Readers to Eaters, we also talk about our partnership program. And so we go to traditional readers, such as like schools and libraries, those are the reading places, and really remind them they're part of the food system. They are hosting farmers markets in their parking lots, hosting community gardens, growing food, but also feeding kids. Many of them are through like summer meal programs. And so they're very active participants in food. And so we're working with libraries, for example, to be part of the food system, to be more active participants in the food system. And we also go to the eater part, such as farmers markets, and also letting them know that they can be a literacy center by reading books about food and cooking at farmers markets. And we work with different kind of, with food banks and so on, that they are providing nutrition education as well as promoting reading and literacy. So it's been really great. And of course, like this leads us back to another of our great partners, back to Big Green. So we're so excited about this new program, this new partnership, that, again, connecting kids to stories about food and reading, and of course, growing food and knowing where it comes from. So again, I'm really excited to be here, and thank you, Maria, and thank you, Big Green.
Thanks, Philip. So for those of you interested in learning more about Read as You Grow, the project and all of the lessons and the resources are available for free on our website. There's also a link on the website where you can directly go and purchase Readers to Eaters titles and books that you might not have if you would like to follow along. So happy planting, happy growing, happy reading. Thanks for being with us.